Really, there's so many things that happens. There's so many thought forms that form within the mind. So many, and each one of them has its own attribute. Each one has its own attribute. Whatever it is that you're thinking about, each one has its own attribute because everything has its own muscles. So when you're building up the muscle of doing something that may be new or doing something that may take you to the next level, there will be a lot of things that will push resistance. It'll push resistance. Now the thing about resistance is that you you realize and you get to put things into practice. You get to showcase certain things and really form it all, as one. Because whatever it is that you step on, it's a new sequence, it's a new you, it's a new with a whole different attribute. Now, some of us have been able to numb down this muscle. We've been able to make things as 1, 2, 3. When energy and the complex of life is complex, but you sometimes have to make a decision towards something to then uphold a certain outlook. So it's really up to you what you do within that information. But the worst thing that you want to do is feel like you're not capable. That's the one thing that you definitely don't want to do. You don't want to feel like you're not capable of doing that. Whatever it is that you're striving to do, whatever it is that you're wanting to push forward, you don't want to feel like you are not capable, because there's a reason why you have that intent. There's a reason why you have the feel or the visions or the energy or the thoughts to why you may want to do it, why you need to do it. And it could be creating a class, it could be creating choreography, it could be drawing, it could be writing music, it could be going to look into a certain course and go for a certain outlook and skill, and it could be anything. It could be anything. And the minute you enter that world, because I believe that we all have different perspectives for a reason. Who I am is who I am for me. And only I can see what I can see the way I can see it. Nobody else can see that. Nobody else can see what I can see the way that I can see it. Because God created me the way I was meant to be created. And that's the same thing with you and everybody in this world. We're all created uniquely for our own originality. So within that aspect, what you feel and what you are seeing to share towards this world is your puzzle. It's the missing puzzle. Because it doesn't matter what team, it could be a certain sport, it could be football, it could be basketball, whatever team that you're in, everybody is performing to the best of their ability. Even if it's a dance team, a rap group, a swimming team, anything. So within all these differences, it shows that we all have to perform to the best of our capabilities. Now, from that essence, it shows that within whichever group that you're in, if one person is not pushing to the best of their ability, it already crashes the whole format. So now, imagine that towards this world and this art form. We're all individuals. We're all placed upon different regions, as to oppose as countries. So just because you're born here or you're born there, there's then the essence of this is what I am, this is who I am. And that could be very tricky because it could really dive into the essence of even family. Just because you are born from a family, it doesn't mean you can't care for anybody else. It doesn't mean that you can't care for anybody else. We're all meant to care for each other to the best of our ability. Really, if this whole world, if everybody was to just exchange by not only the thoughts, but by also giving, there would be no such thing as we need currency for this or that. There wouldn't be that, because there would just be an exchange. When you're giving, you're also receiving. So everybody's roaming within that balance and harmony effect. And these are breakdowns. These are breakdowns from so many things that have been opposed upon this world. Now, understand and understand that energy is the first thing. Everything has its own sound. Everything is solid because it's looked at within a certain frequency. So depending on which reality and frequency that you're seeing it from, it could be anything. You won't be receiving the information that you're meant to be receiving. So if you were to go to, let's say, you're within a place where there's a lot of activities and a lot of people really dive into that sense of profession, right? So you entering, you are the learner, right? You don't know exactly what's going on because they've been doing this for a long time. Now, because they've been doing this for a long time, you're having to learn from the beginner stage before you go to the advanced stage. So as you're learning, everything is actually new to you. But the potential is always there. The potential is always there because it shows different essences. It shows that you're able to reach certain heights by seeing something and being able to replicate it. And not only that, being able to absorb it, to be able to project it in a certain fashion, in a certain unique fashion, because you are unique within yourself. So all of that put into one, and seeing that for myself and seeing that for a lot of things really that's happening, I feel like that's true freedom. It's true freedom, knowing that you live your life, but not only that, you perceive things the way you perceive them in such a unique manner. So you have to share that. However way. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. We don't know everything, but we know something. And that something